Lesson 5-7, Integers and Order of Operations. By the end of today's lesson, you will be able to evaluate or simplify expressions involving integers using the order of operations. Just to remember, here's our order of operations. PEMDAS. A lot of times we say PEMDAS. So the P is the parentheses, but it also stands for any symbols. We do that first. Then E for exponents. MD, we multiply or divide from left to right. A and S, adding and subtracting from left to right. Now we're going to take everything that we've learned about adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing integers, and we're going to apply that using the order of operations. So in our first example, we have -5 plus 3 times -13 plus 20. We don't have any parentheses or exponents. Our first thing we have here would be multiplying. Right here we have 3 times -13. So we'll do that first. So now we're going to rewrite the rest. We have -5 plus 3 times -13 equals -39 plus 20. So that's a little more simplified. Now we're going to add and subtract just from left to right. So we start here with -5 plus -39. Now we know those both have like symbols, so it stays this negative when we add. -44 plus 20. And now we add -44 plus 20. That equals -24. So we just went from left to right using our order of operations as we went along. Here we have a longer example to take a look at. We have -100 plus -175 divided by -25 plus 9 times -11. We don't have any grouping symbols here. We don't have any exponents. So we're going to look for multiplying and dividing. So as I look here, I see there's a division symbol right here, and here we have a multiplication symbol. Now remember, we're just going to divide and multiply whatever comes first, going left to right. So here we're going to divide this first. We can actually, I'm going to put little parentheses around it to show myself. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to add this. So I keep my 100, -100, plus, now I'm going to do this first grouping here. I have a negative sign and a negative sign. That equals a positive. So now I'm just going to look at 175 divided by 25. That goes in there 7 times. Plus, I keep that plus sign. Now I look at my next grouping. 9 times -11. If there's not a symbol, it's positive. So this is a positive here. Right here is a positive. And this is a negative. So when I multiply a positive and a negative, remember, I have a negative sign. So plus negative 9 times 11 equals 99. Now all I'm left with is adding, so I just add going left to right. -100 plus 7 would equal -93 plus -99. Now when I add two negatives, my answer is going to be negative, and I get -192. Okay, let's take a look at another example. This one's a little longer. Now, in our order of operations, we start off with the P, just parentheses or any grouping. Here I do have two groups that I'm going to have to do first. Well, this one's the group, and then here is an exponent. So let's start off with our grouping first. I'm going to rewrite everything else. So 150 divided by -75 minus, now I have -41 plus 111. that equals 70 times negative 3 squared. So I've taken care of my parentheses. Next is my exponent. So I'm going to rewrite everything except my exponent. 150 divided by negative 75 minus 70 times negative 3 squared. So that's negative, that would look like this. Negative 3 times negative 3. I have two negative signs, so my answer is going to be positive. 3 times 3 equals 9. So times 9. Move the work so that we have more room for later. So now I've gotten rid of my parentheses, my exponents. Now I'm going to multiply and divide going left to right. So as I go through and look, here I have a division chunk, and here I have a multiplication chunk. So 150 divided by negative 75. When I'm dividing, I count. I have a positive and I have a negative. Since they're unlike signs, my answer is going to be negative. So 150 divided by 75 equals 2 minus, from right here. Now I have 70 times 9. They're both positive. My answer is going to be not positive. So that's 630 when I multiply. So now I have negative 2 minus 630, and that equals negative 632. Okay, don't forget today in the lesson, they'll be asking you to name the first step that you do. Then you're going to evaluate the expression. Don't forget that evaluating the expression means to solve the expression. So don't forget that's a two-part answer problem that you have to do for that. Rewatch any part of this video that you need to, write down any notes that you need to, and have fun with today's math.